Well, hello. This is the Linleys Garden Railway. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. Well, if you've been following along with the mini-series so far regarding this extension to the main layout, you'll recognise that I've done quite a lot more work since the last video. I've been working sort of day by day whenever I can for a couple of hours, just doing column by column. It's a little bit tedious, one at a time. I've got the last two to do and one to open, so I'll share that with you today. Then what I thought I'd do, since I've had quite a few comments over the recent few months since Christmas, just to explain the layout of the track in this area and how this extension relates to the rest of the garden railway. So I'll move on to that as well. Let's set to work with the next column. Well, this was the last column that I worked on a couple of days ago. I've been on a trip since, come back this morning. So I'll open this piece of formwork up, piece of plastic pipe, cut into two, opens out, very easy. The bricks here just aid a little bit of stability while the concrete's going off because it can wobble a little bit. It's not fixed at the top, but clearly don't need those now. Bit of string holds the two halves together. Now with a bit of luck, well, that does look very good indeed. I am very happy with that. And these two halves I just clean up and reuse again in just a few minutes' time. That is good. The joint hardly shows. Bit of tidying up, making good of the soil surrounding. Good to go. Move on to the next column. So having completed that column, I've got this one and the end one still to do. The difference between the ground height and the underside of the track is just beginning to widen. So what I've done is I've used a short bit of pipe that I used right at the very beginning, if you saw that episode, right at the beginning with the two short little ones, the other side of the bridges, to form the lower level. The concrete is just here at the moment, this height. And then what I'll do is above that is form the concrete above to, it's just about there, up to the underside of the track bed here. So I've already set this in, need to remove this, and what I'll do is this afternoon not only put this, the full height of this column in, but I'll reuse, I'll reuse this piece of plastic pipe over there so that I can begin that column as well. And that's the last one, and then I can start putting the timber work on and laying track. That'd be good. So I'll just remove the former here. Good. Well, that's perfect. I think I'm realising that the height of this column is not quite enough to take me all the way to the top, which is a bit of a shame. It was a bit of guesswork because I didn't actually measure this. However, no worries. I shall finish I need to set that in based on like that to maintain the sort of integrity of the shape. I will cast up to about here, and then tomorrow I'll finish that off as well at the top. It's what I've got. I don't have any longer pieces here, so that's okay. So all I need to do is position that round there and fill up probably to about this height. That's okay. Happy with that, and I'll reuse these pieces over for that piece of for that column there. excellent. It is a shame that that's not tall enough, but no worries. I will use the other bit to cast the very, very top tomorrow. I do have to double check the gradient of this as well, actually, to be honest. Right, I'm also going to dig out the base, like I did here, the base, get ready for the very final column, which will be excellent to complete. Concrete mixed, now it goes in the former. I say concrete, it's actually a sharp sand cement mix, not a sharp sand gravel mix. I suppose real concrete is sharp sand, gravel and cement. It's very important to sort of easy tamp the concrete down so that all the air bubbles, especially around the outside edge, just float away. Just kind of oscillate the concrete, just to kind of rub the concrete against the side on the inside a little bit. Just a little bit. I will bring this surface up to the top of this, so obviously there's a gap, as I said earlier on. I'll use the other former tomorrow and bring it all the way up to the top. There may be just an evidence of a bit of a line, but I'll kind of brush that off, and when I paint it, it won't notice. Nice. I do need to make sure that it's obviously vertical in both this way direction and this way direction. Just give the former a little bit of a tap, just a gentle kind of vibration, just to make sure that any surface bubbles kind of are dissipated, so that the outside is as smooth as is kind of realistically possible with this sort of production. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, so verticality next. Double check. Very good. And this way. Oh, not so good. It is now though. Double check. It's not perfectly possible to get the spirit level up against the side of the former because of the string, but it still works okay. Oh, not quite right. Good. It's nice to fuss a little bit just to make sure that's right. Okay, so leave that, finish that off tomorrow, fill that hole with concrete. This next bit of mix is fairly dry so that it avoids too much shrinkage, and hopefully I'll be able to work on top of it tomorrow with the upper bit. Right, well, this is the lower bit that I'm going to use. That's got ample height, I think. So I shall start filling it there. And just like I've done with the other ones you may have seen, I backfill with soil here so that I don't have the concrete up to the surface. It's a good sort of 3 inches of soil above the concrete so that the plants can, well, if there are any plants here, they're not right up against the concrete. That is perfect. So now fill here. Just make sure that that is in the right place. Yes, it is. Now I can backfill around here with soil and continue to fill the core. I've just checked this is the right sort of height for tomorrow's concreting from about here to the top. I will check the verticality, but I'll just get concrete in to sort of up to this level next. Do the usual tamping down. I should be able to work on this upper section tomorrow, although this won't be completely dry. It'll just be green, not the colour green, just, I don't know, that's what they call it, I think, green, as in partly set. It won't have any structural strength, but it'll be strong enough for me to take the casing off and do the next piece of column, I am sure. I'll just finish this off, make good. Oh, I'm pleased with this. Having done such a lot of work on the line so far on this raised track bed, I think it's appropriate for me to just take a couple of minutes to explain how this piece of new track work links up via the delta junction with the rest of the circuit. So let's start with the high level, I call it high level, the raised aspect of this branch. The inspiration for building this additional section here on the Garden Railway really was for me to be able to kind of service live steam. I haven't got any live steam yet, but in the process of ordering some. So I can work on some live steam. This is not live steam, of course, this is a little mock-up, but I can work on some live steam locos here and dispatch them, watch them around the Garden Railway, and to return for more water and more gas. Let's start with kind of a walkthrough of the line from here around the garden and back to here again. So the line starts here. We've got 3 sidings here, 1, 2, 3. All 3 are accessible from the delta junction. I'll explain a little bit more about the junction in a later video. I'm going to kind of simplify it for the moment, kind of bear with. The idea is that I've got 3 service bays here, any of which can be used for topping up water, topping up gas, etc. So quite a bit of space in between the lines. Here, not this year, but here will be a turntable where the loco at the front can run around. Let's follow the progress of this train as it goes towards the delta junction, joins the loop, and then finally returns here. It departs here. Any of the 3 lines can move away via the crossover junction here, which I'll skip over for the moment, just to say there'll be a complex junction there, and then any of the 3 lines will be able to work their way up the line here, which will go towards the delta junction. The track on this side will be the route up via the delta junction to rejoin, or to join, the main loop track. There is a reversing crossover here, but I'll skip the detail of that just for the moment to keep it simple. So the train will go round the curve here on the delta junction and then join into the main loop at this point here. So with the train coming off the delta junction, joining the loop line continues on all the way round the back of this plant and joins the main Linleys station right down there. So I would expect at the mainline station here at Linleys for the train to stop for a while and then progress around the back of the studio. Now, I've not cleared any of the leaves for months around the back here, so the line is pretty well covered, and indeed I've got some more wood store for some further wood for some of the roofing that I'm working on. So through here, let's crash through the leaves. Now, the track goes under, it's difficult to see here, the track goes under there, just under there, can't really see, but it comes out at the tunnel. So let's pop around the other side. Here we go then, train's coming out the tunnel there, and it will then continue coming round on the station track or on the faster bypass loop around the outside if there's a slow service train or a goods train or something. Here we go, round here, assuming we have a stopper service in the platform. The train departing will then continue with the correct points set, of course, around the back here. And this is where it all gets leafy again. It goes underneath the arches there. There's like a viaduct over the top, all the way over there. Top the tracks, here we go. Comes underneath the viaduct overpass here, all the way up. Now, of course, all the track is covered in leaves at this time of year, because I've not run anything yet. And here we are coming up round the back of the studio where we were a few moments ago. Gets a bit dark. There will be lights in here. I put lights on the ceiling. I haven't coupled them up yet. And here we go back, and we're heading towards now Linleys main station again. Here we go. Just a short little running service today, one loco and 2 carriages in a platform that actually would cater for a over 2 metre length of train, 2.8 metres. The little train looks dwarfed. So we're now on the Suburban line returning through the main station here. One would assume the service would stop and then it would continue on up and along over the top of the tunnel here and around the back of the shed. Not going to fight my way around the back of the shed at the moment. The track goes round and we'll see it return on the other side. Well, the train could continue and the normal operation would be, assuming there's enough steam in the boiler, water in the tank for another run around, the train can continue, ignoring the New Delta junction, continue on and return back down to Linleys Main and do another loop around, return back around the shed and do another loop if it needed to, or then it could, if boiler is running out of water or the gas is running low, could then escape off the Suburban line and use the Delta junction. So leaving the Suburban line, the train can use the Delta junction, come off down over the viaduct here and head off and pick up either of the 3 bay platform bay sidings at the end there. Coming off the Delta junction, I'm just ignoring the crossover link there, just for the moment, keep it simple. The train will approach the bay platforms here, bay sidings, on the middle track, on the basis the outer track, the far track, is going to be a terminal buffer stop shunting line down the middle into and stop at one of the bay sidings here. For the time being, certainly this year, there won't be any provision for the loco to be able to run around. There just isn't the capacity at the moment for that. When I do the turntable, the loco can detach, continue, turn, run up one of the empty siding lines here, if there is an empty siding line, use the junction, return to the new head of the train to once depart again. Well, I hope that gives a clear enough account of how this new section of track work links up via the Delta Junction to the Suburban line. What I haven't covered in this video is the double track main line that goes all the way around the garden. I have covered that in other video episodes and series, so do look at those playlists if you're interested. Making good progress overall. The next bit of work tomorrow will be finishing off the column here with the top bit, and then finishing the last column apart from the turntable, which I'll do next year. And then I'll set to work with the track bed, the wooden track bed, painting it, fixing that down, and the track. The sense of achievement with that will be immense, of course. Right, I think that's it for this video episode. Thank you again for following along. Drop me a comment if you have any questions or make some advice or suggestions. Really appreciate you following along. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.